Top 5 Most Horrible Facts About Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler is perhaps one of the most reviled figures in history, and for good reason. His rise to power and subsequent decisions led to the deaths of millions of innocent people and had a lasting impact on the world. In this video, we will explore the top 5 most horrible facts about Adolf Hitler, exposing his heinous acts and highlighting the atrocities of his regime. From his personal life to his military conquests, these facts reveal the true horror of Adolf Hitler's actions. Number 1. He once lived in a homeless shelter. Adolf Hitler is remembered for his tyrannical rule and horrific acts of genocide. But did you know that before he rose to power, Hitler was once homeless? In 1913, after being discharged from the German army, Hitler moved to Munich in search of a new life. But things didn't go according to plan, and he soon found himself living in a homeless shelter near the city's main railway station. He described his experience in the shelter as degrading, and it was here that his hatred of communism began to take shape. Eventually, he became one of the most powerful dictators in history, but his time in the shelter would forever remain part of his legacy. The thought of Adolf Hitler living without a home is unsettling, but it serves as a reminder of how quickly fortunes can change. It also serves as a stark warning against the dangers of extremism and xenophobia. Number 2. He was wounded in the First World War. Adolf Hitler is one of the most notorious figures in world history, but his story goes far beyond what most people know. During the First World War, Hitler served as a corporal in the Bavarian Reserve Infantry Regiment. He was twice decorated for bravery and even wounded by British forces. During his service in the war, Hitler was stationed in the trenches, where he experienced and witnessed death on a daily basis. This experience left a lasting impression on him, and it's believed to have contributed to his hatred of Jews and other minorities in later years. It also led to his adoption of the Nazi salute, which was modeled after a gesture that was used by German soldiers in the trenches to show solidarity with their fellow soldiers. Hitler's experiences during the First World War remain one of the most horrible facts about him, and yet they are often overlooked in popular accounts of his life. Number 3. He served time for high treason. Adolf Hitler's political career began with high treason. In 1923, he and several other Nazi party members attempted to overthrow the Bavarian state government in what became known as the Beer Hall Putsch. Although Hitler was not successful in his attempt to gain power, he was arrested and charged with high treason. He was convicted and sentenced to 5 years in prison. Hitler used his time in prison to write his book, Mein Kampf, a long-winded manifesto of his political beliefs and future plans for Germany. He also used the time to reflect on what had gone wrong in the failed coup and to craft strategies that would help him succeed in gaining political power in the future. Though Hitler was released from prison after only 9 months due to a general amnesty, the experience of being locked up for high treason is one of the most horrible facts about Adolf Hitler's life. He would later use his experiences as a cautionary tale against those who dared to challenge him and his authority as leader of Germany. Number 4. He was Time's Man of the Year in 1938. When we think of Adolf Hitler, we think of a monstrous dictator responsible for some of the greatest atrocities in history. However, in 1938, Hitler was named Time magazine's Man of the Year in recognition of his great achievements. While it is true that Hitler had a number of successes during this period, his most notable achievement was his ability to manipulate and control the people of Germany. This is a reminder that even the most seemingly powerful and successful people can still be capable of tremendous evil. Hitler's ascension to power and his subsequent reign of terror should serve as a reminder that we should always remain vigilant in order to protect our freedoms and ensure justice for all. Number 5. He survived numerous assassination attempts. Adolf Hitler's infamous reign of terror as the leader of Nazi Germany is well documented, but few know the many failed attempts to take his life. From a grenade thrown at him during an early rally to a number of plots designed to eliminate him from existence, Hitler survived several assassination attempts with little injury to himself. While many of these plots were unsuccessful, they speak to the level of hatred and discontent that was felt towards the Nazi leader and the regime he represented. Some of the more famous attempts on Hitler's life include a failed plot by then Colonel Claus von Stauffenberg, who planted a bomb at a meeting that was intended to kill Hitler in 1944. The bomb did not have its desired effect, as Hitler emerged with only minor injuries. Other attempts included a grenade thrown at him during a speech in 1939 and a thwarted attempt in 1942 to poison him with cyanide. It is clear that many people wanted Hitler gone, yet their attempts ultimately failed. This speaks to the strength of Hitler's rule and the fear of retribution that followed those who opposed him. These assassination attempts, while unsuccessful, demonstrate the level of despair and resistance faced by the Nazi regime during the Second World War.